Hey everyone, how's it going? We're sitting in Q4 right now. I hope that your sales are picking up. If not, don't lose heart because there's some things that you can learn from this Q4 to put into a plan of action for the new year coming up. So hopefully you're getting some good sales. For those of you who have got your marketing in place, now is when you are able to sit back and look at it and kind of reap the rewards of investing so much time and effort and money into your marketing. Well, today I wanted to share with you a story that was shared with me this morning when I was talking to someone who does a lot of real estate type investments and also runs another brick and mortar business as well. And in the discussion, we were talking about how they had bought a house and they fixed it up and they were ready to put it back on the market to sell it. Okay, so basically they like to flip homes, is one business model that they are doing currently. So they fixed up the house and then they put it back on the market and it sat there for a year. It sat for a really long time before they were able to finally get the sale. And then, one person finally bought it, but the issue was that it had to be sold for a price lower than what they were hoping to get. Okay, so then the new person who now owns the house, they took it and put it right back up on the market. And they asked for the price that the previous person had asked for. They asked for the same price, if not a little bit more. And it was, I think, 1 week and it sold. So the big question there is what happened? Why is it that the same house took 1 full year for it to get a sale? And then when it did get a sale, it went to a person who is also a house flipper. And they took it into their possession. They turned around and put it back up on the market. What did they do differently that it only took 1 week for the sale in comparison to a year? Well, there's a lot of factors that could be present in that situation. But what was expressed to me this morning for the biggest reason why they feel the house sold faster for them than it for the other person than it did for them was because their marketing was just much better. There was something different about their marketing, and explained to me a little bit more in detail about how it was marketed. So it was marketed in a way where it didn't appear to be as expensive. It looked like it was more of a reasonable price by separating out the price of the house and then here's the price of the garage, separating elements out instead of taking every element of the property and saying all of it is just this one bottom line price. So I thought that was really interesting because it's a lot of the psychology of people and how we operate and work. And usually people look at a place and if there's a real high price tag to it, it might be a little bit of a caution. So by changing that around and presenting it basically in a different way, that was the only small change that needed to happen in order to get the sale. So, fortunately in that situation, there was someone else that saw that and they went ahead and bought it and they made the adjustment that needed to happen in their marketing and turned around and flipped it pretty quick. But it just goes to show you that it isn't about the product. It doesn't necessarily mean that your product is a bad product or that it won't sell. Most of the time, it's how you are presenting the product. Is the message surrounding your product clear? Is it understandable? Because here is the bottom line. There is a lot of noise out there. There's a lot of noise in the world. We've got all kinds of distractions, and somehow you've got to cut through that noise. Otherwise, your competitors are going to do it. You're going to get someone else who sees the potential in it and says, well, I'm going to go ahead and buy that from that person because I think I can actually do it better and faster and quicker. They have a clear method. They have a plan. They have a strategy in place that they have found really works for them. So that's what your competitors are going to do. You have to outsmart them. And the one way that you outsmart your competitors in the marketplace, and this is for all of your marketing channels as well, including Pinterest, if not especially Pinterest, is that you need to have a clear message, because that is how you win. That is how you get your next sale. So what I see happening is a lot of people are overcomplicating their messaging. They overcomplicate the message of each product. They overcomplicate the message their brand is trying to display, or maybe they don't even have a message. That's a big problem. Maybe there is no clear message because there's just no message at all. It's just, here is this thing that I'm selling. And, if you were to knock on someone's door and say, I'm selling this thing, would you like to buy it? More likely than not, they're not going to have any interest. They're going to say, no, thank you, shut the door, and that's it. You're done. You have 2 seconds to try and do something for a clear message that would state, why should they buy the product? What is it? What is it about? Why do I need it? How does this solve a problem? All of that needs to be clear in your messaging, instead of, here's my product, here's what I have. That's great, but what about it? Because I really don't need another t-shirt. I really don't need another whatever it is that you're selling, okay? But it's the clear message behind it that helps them realize that, yes, I do need this. This will help me. This will make my life better. This will enhance my lifestyle. This will do whatever a problem that you are trying to solve for your customer. So that is the key of a small change that you need to make if you want to get more sales. So people in general don't buy the best products. They are not necessarily buying the best products out there because they think they are truly the best products. Here's what they do. They buy the products that have the clearest message communicated to them. They buy the products that they can understand the best and the fastest. So if you really want to build up your brand and be more powerful in not just marketplaces or your own store and in all of your marketing channels, your brand strategy needs to be that you have a clear message. That's just how important this is. Otherwise, it's just a lot of noise and it's just being ignored. It doesn't mean that your product is a terrible product. It just means that people are ignoring it. And how are you going to get their attention? So on Pinterest, it's the same as any other place. There's a lot of noise on there. I see a lot of pins that I ignore and pass by because there's no clear messaging to it. I don't feel anything from that pin. I'm not feeling a connection. I'm not feeling a sense of I need to have this. I'm not feeling a sense of this is going to make my life better. And you can tell the pins that are doing well from the pins that are not doing well without even having the statistics to tell you, just by looking at the messaging on the pin and reading the pin description. So here's what happens. On Pinterest, most people don't even write a pin description. That is a big, big mistake, because that is your chance. That's your shot to have a clear message. It's also your chance and your shot to put in keywords so that your pin can be found in the first place by the people that you would like it to be found by, which is ideally your audience, it's your subculture, and it's your customers, okay? So you're using your keywords in your pin description, but then your pin description needs to be written in a very clearly communicated way with a call to action at the end. So when you are able to help people understand what your product is and why they need it through your pin description, it resonates with them. They want to know, where can I go and get it, right? Where can I go and buy it? So you need to have that at the very tail end of your pin description. So it's really, really important to have your messaging be clear in your pin description, so that number one, it can be found in the search engine very easily by people. And number two, it compels people to have a reason to click through and look at the product a little bit closer. So you're driving traffic over to your product and then kind of setting the stage for the sale to happen. Now, you can do all of this on Pinterest, but unless you have a clear message on your product page as well, no one is going to take that next step and buy. So we can send all kinds of traffic to your products, but you have to have a clear message on your product page as well. Not just in your marketing, but your clear message needs to be everywhere. Your website, your product pages, all of your product pages inside of the marketplaces that you sell on. It needs to be in all of your marketing efforts. It's got to be displayed in your pins. It needs to be displayed in your Pinterest profile. Like everything, you got to comb through all of it and make sure that your message is very clear. And the message that you are trying to send out is how you can solve a problem. How is this going to help enhance your life? What is this going to do for you? Why do you need to have this product? And you got to know who your audience is. There's going to be different kinds and types of people to consider when you are thinking through that. But in general, that's what you want to do and need to know about. So here's a big mistake that's happening, is that people are making it all about themselves instead of about their customers. And that's a big problem. That's a big mistake, because unless you're going to buy your own product, why are you talking so much about yourself and all of the great things about your brand and your product and yourself? And it's very egotistical in a way, if you want to say that, but you're making yourself be and the product be inflated in a way that is a turnoff for people. And here's why. It's because the people, your customer, your buyer wants to feel that way. So you kind of rip that away from them. They want to feel that way. They want to feel as though they are the ones who are going to receive this benefit if they use your product, okay? So they want to feel as though this change will happen in my life if I get this product, that I'm going to be helped in this way if I get this product, or I'm going to feel beautiful if I get this product, or people will pay attention to me or notice me more if I get this product, and I'll get the attention that I'm wanting from other people because I'm wearing something, or I have a certain saying that is witty and funny that might get a lot of attention from people if I wear it out in public. That may be what they're looking for and is solving a problem. So you have to think about the customer first. And I'm seeing a lot of brands and a lot of people who are not doing that. So if you want to get an edge on your competition and get more sales, the one small change you can make is make it be about your customer and make it be about them with a clear message. So clear messaging, and make it about your customer. Don't make it about yourself or your brand. Make sure that all of your pins are about your customer. So if you are a brand that is targeting a certain subculture, so when you know who your subculture is, let's say that the subculture is men's fitness. Well, I definitely need to have pins of men as much as possible. So I want to have the right gender in the pin of men, because that's who I'm targeting, and they need to be able to look at that and say, yeah, I want to look like that. So if you are doing men's fitness, and maybe your product is clothing and apparel for men, okay, who are into fitness, you want to make sure that your pins show men and show the men wearing the clothing and that they're working out They are happy, they are confident, they are healthy. All of those things you want to be displayed because that's the feelings that your customer wants to have also. So that's what you want to display in the pin. You can do that through imaging, through images and pictures. And you can also write something very simple for your text overlay as well, but make it simple and make it, clear. And then you can say, have your call to action on the pin, buy now, or shop now, or get it here. The text overlay on your pin, if it is a product in Amazon, is buy now, available on Amazon, buy now on Amazon, things like that. And you want to also, if possible, put your logo on that pin so that they understand and develop an association with your brand. So if they have a very positive experience through the whole thing, they will associate that positive experience with your brand. And now you have a repeat customer. You have someone who will come back again and again and again. They are going to be a loyal shopper and they're going to be a loyal fan. So those are the things you want to think about when you are working on your business and you are reflecting on what's happening in this fourth quarter and you're not sure about what you want to do differently through this next year, because there will be some changes and adjustments that you'll want to make. There is for everybody. It doesn't matter how long you've been in the business or how long you've been doing this. There's always things to learn, always adjustments to make, because things change. Things around us in life change, and we have to begin doing things differently. So think about what they are. Start doing some reflecting and writing down. Make notes of the products that are selling very well for you right now and decide, where is it coming from? If you are seeing an uptick in sales and you think it might be coming from your marketing channels, and if you have a website that they're going to, be in your Google Analytics and be staring at your Google Analytics to find out where it's coming from. Where is that happening? Is it organic? Is it paid marketing? What am I doing? Now, right now, I've been seeing an uptick in followers with all of the Pinterest accounts that I manage. There has been an uptick in traffic. According to Google Analytics, there's been an uptick in sales. That's expected to happen in the fourth quarter, but a lot of it is from people who have saved those pins maybe 3 months ago, 6 months ago, 8 months ago, maybe even a year ago. They've saved those pins. They've put them in a board where now is the time when they want to go and buy, either as something for themselves, or maybe they want to share it with someone else and say, hey, this is what I want for Christmas. This is my wish list. And people do that. They create a wish list out of a board, and then they share that board with someone else and say, this is my Christmas wish list for this year. So then the other people can go in and buy those things, knowing that that's what they would like to have around the holidays for their gifts. They are planners. So that's one small change and adjustment that you can also make through this next year, is understanding that you want to get your pins out there earlier and sooner than what you really think in your head. And you need to put a plan in place where you are at least 3 months in advance of the next quarter that you're pinning. And even better yet, when it comes to the holidays, it really needs to be about 6 months in advance. So July is the time when you need to begin pushing out more of your holiday themed pins and start pushing them out, because it will really pick up speed faster and earlier than what you think. And you'll see an uptick in sales happen earlier than what you think. So I saw through the month of November, when I was running reports, there was a definite increase of traffic, definite increase of sales overall. And a lot of that was coming directly. What I was looking at was directly from Pinterest. What exact pins were bringing in the sales? What was the messaging? Was it clear? Was the messaging in the pin description clear? Was the messaging on the pin itself clear? Was that why it brought in the sale? So always be analyzing and looking at what is working. And then you can decode that and start making some small changes and adjustments to what you're doing overall, and that's going to help you increase your sales. So usually it's not a matter of that you're doing anything that's terrible or that you're doing a lot of the wrong things. Most of the time people are doing a lot of good things, and they just need to make a small adjustment, and then they're off and running again with an increase in their sales. That's what I typically see happening. All right, so you're only a small change away. You're only one more change away. You're only one more adjustment away from making your next sale. If you are not set up on Pinterest, definitely get a business Pinterest account set up immediately. Start making that your plan of action as we move into the new year, so that you can increase your sales overall by getting the right messaging out there that is clear, and branding. I have courses that can help you do that. If you are in Merch by Amazon and you're selling Merch by Amazon, right now I have an absolutely free guide to help you get your Pinterest business account set up fast. It will take you 10 minutes. I am not kidding you. It will take you 10 minutes or less to get your Pinterest business account set up. Take advantage of that. There's some new things that are in the works right now. And I don't want to say anything more about it until I'm finally able to release more of it. But this is a clear path, a fast track path for you to get up and running, no excuses, no time at all on Pinterest. And I'm starting with Merch by Amazon first, because that's where I'm hearing and listening to the most need, and will help through all of the as many e-commerce channels as I possibly can without a problem. So sit tight. This next year will be interesting. It'll be fun. I'm here to help you through and guide you through. Right now, take your first step if you haven't already and get your business account set up, and I'll have some new things here for you soon. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.